up, everyone? Howdy, 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 howdy.
Hello.
Welcome to another edition of Dazed and Confused Poetry Club. I'm Fernando Funes, and this is my amazing friend, Samantha Jane. Samantha, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Fernando?
Good. How's your day? How's life in the LA world?
In the LA world, it's all right. Spent most of the day on the porch with my cat because it's our adoptiversary.
Oh, that's so awesome! Congratulations. So how long have you had the cat for now?
This has been our 1 year. We hit our 1 year, and luckily, sometimes the universe gives you little gifts. His old owners texted me to see how he was doing. And I was like, great, I've actually been wanting to reach out to you and ask if you knew when his birthday was, because I want to know what sign my cat is, because that's who I am. That's why I run a poetry show. And
you don't know your cat's sign, you're not a cat owner.
I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
And he is a Leo. I found out perfect sign for cats. He's here. You can't see because he's a black cat. So he's actually this black hole right here.
That's awesome. What's your cat's name again?
Tony.
Hey Tony, that's a good name, Tony. Well, happy anniversary to you and Tony, and
Thank you so much.
Hope you have a lot more anniversaries together.
Thank you. How's your day down in the OC, Fernando?
Oh my God, I don't even want to get into it. It's just so crazy, man. I had to drink a Red Bull to cope with it. So you know what? Actually, I think this poem I have today will kind of maybe help me out with everything I'm going. So I'm going to go into it.
Awesome. This is what poems are for, helping you out with feelings.
Exactly, right? And then we got some amazing guests, everyone. So we'll introduce them as they come on. But just so you guys know, we have Don Strong, Kristen Gold, Tommy Christoffel. I don't know if I pronounced that name. Sorry if correctly. And Elizabeth Scarish. All right, y'all. So
it's a hot day.
Let me go into it. Okay, Ted, let's see here. All right, I write a poem every day for the year, and this one's poem 285, and it just kind of came to me very slowly after having some weird energy last night that followed me into the day. Damn weird energy. Okay, here it goes. Poem 285. No one ever talks about the safety you need to show up as your full self. I've been told to be quiet, to shut up, to know my role, not think, go through the proper channels, pay my dues, pay my respects, bow, defer, genuflect, recognize, and not make direct eye contact. I've had my decisions and opinions questioned, mocked, overanalyzed, edited, erased, undermined, stolen, co-opted, attributed to someone else. But when my genius is needed, I'm called into action to put out a fire I didn't start, and others are depending on me to beat into submission. I'm just an asset attached to a body, an inseparable body, a spirit tied to a machine. Don't these people believe in something bigger, at least, or at the very least, see my humanity, my value, my life? My life has value because I'm alive, not because I can make stuff. I make stuff because I like making it, but that's not the reason why I'm alive. The other option is to create a space created specifically for me, for my full self, where I can express myself through my full range of motion. And you know what? That works every time. Cool. Thank you. So, yeah, man. It's just, they want the talent. They don't want the person attached to the talent.
Right? They want the product, not the thing that makes it.
Yes, exactly. So I appreciate you guys letting me share that one. We ready for our first guest, Samantha? What do you think?
I'm so ready. We have so many beautiful people on this show. I want to hear their feelings.
Yes. So this next person, I'm going to make their bio up right now. She's an amazing improviser and singer and does a lot of amazing stuff. And she's great to have lunch with and eat meals with. Please give it up for Kristen Gold. Kristen, welcome.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being on the Zoom.
Thanks. Yes, me and Fernando have been having our little OC lunch meetings. So that's been a highlight of moving back to Orange County for me. All right, you guys want the feelings?
Yeah, tell us.
You got a lot of OC inspired feelings.
OC inspired feelings. All of the C inspired feelings. Yes. I can go whatever you would like me to.
You want to just go for it? Yeah, you're all good.
All right. All right. Well, here's one that I wrote the other day. And it's a lot of stuff that I've been talking about in therapy. So, soup's deep. Here we go.
It's good poem, Potter.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. There is no title. Intrusive thoughts, abusive talk, always the target, so I always carry a loaded tongue. Sharp wit, words hit, actions speak, absence screams. Apathy doesn't mean you don't mean a thing. The Mack truck, driven by Father Time, ran and backed over me. Fuck. A life I thought was mine, ripped and cut for me. Love, written by the divine, crashed and burned in front of me. My luck had been bittersweet, thought I'd found the one for me. Now I try to make one piece of a life and heart shattered, broken, repaired, and then square one. Packed up into boxes in my parents' garage on my childhood room floor, and pieces of him are everywhere. Part of me is afraid to be done. Then it's really over, huh? So that was one. Thank you.
I felt
Yeah.
that.
Let's get some fire emojis in the chat because that was fire.
Also, a comment in the chat that you have dope glasses, which is very true.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am looking for a specific poem that I wrote, but you know what? If I can't find it right now, I got one ready to go. And this one, some of you might relate to it because you might know what I'm talking about. Other people might be very confused, but you know what? Just know it's about fallen heroes and broken hearts. There you go. Here we go. Oh, John, what have you done? You broke all our hearts. Thought you were the one. John Mulaney, you let me down. New in town? No, you're just a clown. And you get around. I'm feeling pretty dumb when you called your wife a bee. I really should have run like Fox did with Mulaney. John Mulaney, we were rooting for you. Thought you were funny, but you're just a douche. John Mulaney, all I want to see is you announcing your botched vasectomy, performed exclusively by monkeys on LSD. Maybe then you'll get some sympathy, but not from me or Anne Marie.
Yeah.
Ooh, fire, because that was a burn.
Wow, that was a funny poem.
That was a funny poem.
Okay. Because I laughed. I was like, let me make sure that.
I did. There were some hot beats there. What's that? I'm so not hip. I'm gonna sound like everyone's mom. Like a diss track. That's like a diss track.
That was my diss track. That was my diss track for sure. All right. Got time for one more?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, this one is more about like just technology sort of signifying the passage of time. This one, it has a title and it's called New as Batteries in Phone Booths. Used film canisters in class today. Nobody asked what they were. And I didn't have time to explain film and the chemical reactions that take place. Instead, we used them as tiny rockets, launching them into the air. Last week, we used batteries, but some of them have iPhones in their pockets. And I heard a Kids Bop cover of Phone Booth by someone who probably doesn't even know what one is. Or maybe they're graduating college this week. I have no idea. Time is a ripe avocado, a rope of sandwiches. My grandma and my dad love to talk about the party line, which was basically a chat room on the phone because neighbors used to share a single phone line. And the way things were back then, maybe I would have gotten married just to get out of my parents' house. I mean, I almost did. Film, batteries, phone booths, landlines, marriage and babies being replaced by more efficient technologies. Did you know a woman couldn't have her own bank account until the 1970s? My grandpa used to work on radios, and now I get targeted ads about Bluetooth speakers made to look like the radios my grandpa used to work on. And it's like humans dressing up as dinosaurs. It's kind of hilarious. And that's it.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a good poem.
Good job.
Take
Thank
that,
you.
society.
Take that, society. Take that,
That is
society.
a really common poetry theme. Take that, society.
Yeah, take that, society.
I dig that.
Dude, that was a journey. You know, there's so many things there. You know, there's so many things there that I really connected with. You know, like the idea of getting married to get out of your parents' house. You know, I've had some relatives who've done that, and you know, I saw the homes it came from, and I don't blame them for doing that.
Yeah, totally.
But you're right. Retro stuff is so, I don't know, adored, wanted, exalted.
Yeah.
It's like people want the retro look and feel with modern technology because they want to feel what they used to feel, but they don't want to have to go through what they had to go through back then.
Yes, the nostalgia factor is like a huge thing right now, especially like for appliances. Like
Right.
there's like a whole like line of retro looking appliances, and I get those targeted ads and I'm like, "Oh my god, they're so cute." But, you know, it's like it's like I said, it's like humans dressing up as dinosaurs. It's kind of like, you know, like cosplaying as a Neanderthal almost. Like obviously not the same thing, but it's just like we're
I feel like we
going
stopped
back in time.
designing things like we used to, and instead of just going, we should put more attention into designing things, we're like, let's just do it like we used to do then, because that looked good.
Yeah, well, it's also like in the 1950s, which is a lot of these like the retro things are kind of the aesthetic that they're going for. A lot of it is because that was the time of, you know, trying to sell a car to every family. So appliances had these sort of like car emblems on them. They had like these kind of like sleek car designs, and they had like those emblems on them, and they were just designed to look cool and modern, and now they're, you know, not impressive. So who cares?
There's a lot more form, and now it's just pure function.
Yeah. Bring back some aesthetics, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kristen.
Thank you for having me, you guys. I enjoy reading your guys' poems, and thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah, we'll have you on in the future for sure. Wow, Samantha, I just realized our show's kind of nostalgic too, because it was originally supposed to be like a high school poetry club that I never had, but maybe I wish I did.
I did. Poetry was it was so big for me in high school. I don't want to say poetry saved my life because I was still very sad, but you know, it helped a lot. I found my lit mag, Poetic Justice, that I wrote for, and a theme we've had for my nostalgia, literally, if you've been watching the show, is every time I do two poems, one that I wrote pretty recently and one that I wrote in high school. And as I was telling everyone today, the poems I'm doing today are like both not my best poems, but it's weird because I was just working on one and I went through a notebook from maybe 10th grade and I wrote almost the same thing. So you're going to hear two very similar pieces, both of which aren't that good, but they like share a very specific moody theme, which speaks to me apparently as a person that I'm obsessed with writing poems about cigarettes, as many people are.
I'll say this. I publish a poem every day, and sometimes I'm like, this poem fucking sucks, and people love it. And then the one that I'm like, oh, this is my masterpiece, gets no attention. So
absolutely. So maybe these are the best poems I've ever written. And
you never know. I'm just saying, like, once people respond to them, that's how you know. I mean, besides the value you got from writing them, but the response also counts.
Right.
So wait, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'll read the first one for you. There's nothing quite like a dimly lit kitchen and a cup of instant coffee to promote unneeded introspection. For some reason, the flowing streams of Marlboro smoke trickling in with the coffee steam always fish out those memories that it takes years of addictions to try and cover up. You would always tell me you were committing a slow, sweet suicide when you bought a new pack. And I would tell you just how okay I was with that as I lit my first new nicotine fix. I think it was that first lonely week in October. I stood outside the degraded Shell station leaning against my groaning powder blue Mirage. The stale smell of rain lay on everything, and as I fingered my crisp new pack of joy, I realized that it was never the cigarettes I was addicted to. It was going to get them with you. I took 2 of the lonely paper friends out of, even though you weren't there. It hurt too much just to take one. I offered the other to the concrete, and a gray, loathsome puddle accepted it with a flare of splash, as if it were a diamond ring. Still, I only continue my vice because you aren't here, and it's all I have to remind me. I suppose I could just remain a lonely caffeine advocate, but my lungs just can't handle normal air anymore. Besides, life would be too long without a slow, sweet suicide. I flick aside some clinging ash and sip my now cold coffee. Cream, 1 sugar, just like you always used to make on lazy Sundays. A car horn blares outside my window, followed by a string of obscenities, but everything is drowned out in the all too dramatic sigh. I'm giving up cigarettes, at least until noon. And I'm definitely giving up on quiet Sunday morning reflections.
Snaps. I can't snap my fingers, but snaps.
Feelings, so many feelings.
Yeah.
So that is the first of my cigarette pieces tonight.
That wasn't bad. That was good. I liked it a lot.
I think, yeah, it's comedy, I got to get out of the self-deprecation loop.
I mean, you had so many beautiful phrases there that, like, I don't know, giving the cigarette, offering it to like the spirit of this person, or the feeling of smoking or whatever. Like, that was very beautiful.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, I thought it was very great. Like,
thank you.
I really dug it a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to pick up smoking then, just so I could pick up a fraction of whatever it is that you said.
That is not the moral here.
Someone get me a pack of cigarettes.
I really don't mean to romanticize smoking, but it is cool. I'm kidding. It's not cool.
Smoking when you're a teenager is like, oh, that person smokes. Oh man, they're an adult. It does give you the social cachet. So
yeah, it's almost more like the doing something naughty than actually smoking. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, that was great, Samantha. That was like, if you thought that was bad, what are your good poems then, huh? Like, then
we'll just you wait and see.
Right.
Well, let's get someone else up to do a really good poem.
Yeah, all right, everyone. Give me a second here, because he sent me his bio and I'm gonna read it real fast, but I've known him for a long time. He responds to the majority of my Facebook threads, which I really appreciate. As a younger man, Don Strong found his poetry got him into more relationship trouble than he could handle. Today, he completed a poem for the first time in about 20 years. Wow. All right, that's a bio, and that's a poem in itself. All right, Don Strong, what's up, man? Welcome, bro.
Hi. Yeah, it was cool. You invited me to be a part of this on Monday, and I'm like, I don't know where any of my poems are. So I kind of let them boil around in my head. Ideas boil around in my head for a couple of days. And I came across one that it's kind of been wanting to come out in some form, not necessarily a poem, but now it's a poem. But it's been something I've been thinking about quite a bit. And so I'm pretty happy with it. It's just kind of was in there being thoughts and feelings for a long time. And now it's actually expressed in a way that I hope other people can really relate to and appreciate. So.
Awesome. Thoughts and feelings. That's the best things poems can be made of. I'm looking forward to it.
I think I truly believe some poems are just in you, and you just kind of gotta just like write them, and they just kind of come out. So
yeah,
this poem was just waiting for this show so it could come out.
Could well be. Okay.
All right, Don, you ready?
Yeah.
Take it away.
All right. This is called An Incomplete Catalog of Significant Collisions. November 1964, 3 years old. A shuffled deck of sounds and images, my first ever memories. Look, a car like ours, Mom says. I see a car like ours, but the colors are wrong. So I ask, where? Before she can answer, our station wagon, a color we kids call tomato soup, is rear-ended by a dump truck. In a world without seatbelt laws, my body strikes the back of my mother's seat. This is not memory, but my older self inferring how I broke my collarbone. Standing on the median with my grandmother, my mother's mother, waiting for help in the cold, is one of my few memories of her. My older sister told me recently that the brace the doctor put me in, elastic bandages and pointy metal teeth, pinned both my shoulders back, and I looked miserable. March 1967, nearly 6 years old. Called from my second grade classroom to the principal's office, I was surprised that my little sister was there, and even more surprised when Mom arrived. She told us Dad had been in a car accident and we would be staying with Mrs. Seaman, a friend from church who had children our age that we sometimes played with. We only stayed for the afternoon. Dad kept a picture of the black Rambler he was driving when a car crossed the median and smashed into him. And every time I looked at that picture, that broken wreck, I wondered how Dad had survived. I've never known the full extent of his injuries, but they kept him in traction with weights pulling on his leg for several weeks, so his knee would heal properly. As Christmas approached, Mom took us all to see him. A cross nurse told her no children were allowed in the ward. And Mom, bless her, told the nurse that we hadn't seen Dad in weeks, after which the nurse was quiet, and Dad apologized because I had asked him to grow a mustache, and he had shaved it off before I had a chance to see it. After he recovered, Dad had a long scar underscoring his kneecap. Whenever he was wearing shorts, we asked him to flex his leg so we could see it smile. March 29th, 1981, 19 years old. Coming back from visiting my girlfriend at Lehigh College, I ran a stop sign. My car was T-boned. Dad's car that I was driving was T-boned. For a long time, I puzzled over why I had a stop sign when the speed limit on my road was 45, while on the crossroad it was 35. I was dazed but unhurt, though I strained a muscle in my back that still cramps sometimes. The man and woman in the other car, both about my age, were also unhurt, except for a few small cuts on the girl's knee. Dad's car was drivable, barely. I was in shock. I drove back to my girlfriend's dorm room where I called Mom and Dad, told them what happened, and then went to sleep, even though they had said to come home right away. The next day, it was raining, and Ronald Reagan was shot 69 days into his presidency. The car dragged hard to the left on the drive home, and the rear passenger window was shattered, gone, letting the rain blow in. The driver's side of the car bulged because the front seat had been pushed against the pillar between the doors, hard enough to bend it. I had stayed another night and was still dazed and sleepy. Mom and Dad were angry. They made a deal with their insurance company that saved them money if I agreed not to drive. And the car, which cost Dad $2,700, was pieced out, sold for parts for $2,900. September 1998, 37 years old. A middle school teacher, the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen, careened into my comfortable life, which I suddenly realized was not going fine after all. My 11-year marriage was the only casualty.
Damn. Bringing the fire.
Crashed into the ending there.
Wow, that must have
That
been
was
some
great.
moment in your marriage, man. I don't mean to tease. Sorry about that. That was such a
No. It's funny because I mean the whole idea here is that I have all these places that my life is marked by car accidents, and there are still more since then. And it was funny to think of my encounter with this one person as being another collision, that it also changed my life or had a significant impact, just meeting this person. So
For sure, different kind of impact.
right.
I love the metaphor. I was so enthralled. I wanted to know more.
Well, part of that is that I kind of promised her when it was all over that I would minimally talk about it. It's not like she's anybody famous or anything, but she kind of dropped into my marriage and didn't really like the idea of being a home wrecker. So yeah.
Good. Wow, you have lived many lives, Don. Wow, I didn't know that. But you're right, car accidents change lives in radical ways. Yeah, I've had a few myself that have had major impact.
Oh
So-
yeah, me too. I grew up in Florida.
That's the car accident capital of the world.
It's gotta be. Come on, it's Florida.
Well done. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad you wrote that poem. I think that ending itself was a car crash because I didn't see it coming. We got T-boned by your insight.
And it started with November 19th, the day after my birthday.
Oh.
Yes. Oh my God. Happy birthday.
Coming.
Yeah, my birthday's November 4th, so we'll do the November show will be fire. Let's see here.
We got 3 Scorpios.
Yeah, who else is a Scorpio here? Who else?
I believe Tommy is also a Scorpio.
Oh, when's your birthday, Tommy? November 8th? Yeah, okay, awesome. All right, we'll bring you on soon. All right, I'll read my second poem of the night. Yeah. Oh man, this is an emo poem. I don't know exactly what I was trying to say here. But maybe I can tell you guys once I read it. I think I get possessed by ideas and then they just kind of come out, and then I feel better for saying what I wanted to say, but then I forget about it. I forget about the poems all the time. So let me see if I could relive what inspired this one.
Great.
All right. Poem 281. I've lived a life of unexpressed feelings, stifled emotions, inexplicable shame for feeling things that all people must feel. I've loved in the margins, cried in the shadows, and wept for what never was, what was, and what I will never get back. I've poured cement on my heart, covered it in concrete, buried it under a surface of apathy and detachment. Like a bird with a blanket on its cage, I've put a shroud on my flame so that its light doesn't attract attention, doesn't draw people in. I've done everything I can to stop loving, to disconnect my heart from people and humanity, to have it fulfill its biological function without the emotional energy it produces. But apathy is hard. When you want to care, it's a lie that gets bigger and bigger the harder you try not to care. The heart is my engine, and no prison can hold it for too long, not even the walls I create for it, with my guilt and shame, my ego and cowardice. My heart has a song to sing, and my life's journey is to share that song with as many people as I possibly can between now and the end. I just hope I can live to the promise for the remainder of my days. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Oh, that was so Scorpio, Fernando. That poem was so Scorpio.
Oh man, thank you. Yes, man. The poems are cheap therapy. It's the cheapest therapy you can get. It's the safest therapy in a way too, because sometimes therapists, I don't know. It's always a gamble with them.
Yeah, I am having a problem. My therapist doesn't have boundaries, and I don't have boundaries, so I'm having a hard time. Literally, we keep going over sessions, and I'm like, you can just cut me off, and then she keeps talking about therapy isn't always great.
No, you're right. It's hard to find the right person. It's hard. It's a weird relationship to have. But yeah, that was my poem. Thanks for hearing me out, guys. Maybe I could figure out later what it means. But let's bring up someone else right now. My good friend. I have her bio here. Let me pull it up because she sent it to me, and I'm very happy for that. Elizabeth Isela Siskarish, please tell me if I pronounced it right, is a playwright and poet. She's an ensemble member of Breath of Fire Latina Theater Ensemble. All right, Elizabeth, welcome. Howdy, how's it going?
Hi, everybody. It's going really well. It's Sekaresh. That Z throws everybody off.
Sekaresh.
Sekaresh, Hungarian. Long story. I'm Mexigarian. I'm half Mexican, half Hungarian.
Oh,
so,
very cool.
Yeah,
Hungarian.
the third generation all around. I can't speak Spanish or Hungarian, so.
You ever make goulash tacos?
No, but that sounds yummy.
Yeah.
So I have my poetry. I got it all pretty and printed out. This one's called This Could Be Me. This dates me that I printed out. I'm not reading it off the phone, but my eyes won't see them. This could be me, one sip away, siren call of oblivion. All the times I drove, the devil in the passenger seat, me behind the wheel of a death machine. The thrill of Sprite, 90 proof peach schnapps in a Del Taco cup, 18. The open road whizzing by, the syrup sweet burn of courage down my throat. Transgression, nice middle class girl. My friend's fake ID. The first puke, I belong. The voice has stopped. The yet's to come. No, Your Honor. Vertical bars and prison suits. The brick wall with my name. The fall down the stairs. The gun solution I somehow fuck up. My people live life long. I would not go quick, but suffer many years and take a few with me. The wavy lines, one eye cocked to see the road. Reckless thrill of freedom, disguising my bondage. My dependent need. 28, fuck it all. Dignity and self-respect ghosts, long ago drunk away. All my money poured down my throat, dodging traffic signs of residential side streets to make it to my bed 5 miles away. The last puke, the devil in the mirror at 3 a.m. is me. She still calls years later when I least expect, the pop of the can, the whiff of wine, pineapple juice I still can't drink. It wakes up the bottle monster. I lick the air for a memory with my devil's forked tongue. My cells ache and beg, the nuclei cry out for the liquid misery that soothes me. Malibu rum, lemon drops, Jack and Diet Coke. At the end, whiskey shots from the well. No top shelf liquor for me. Dive bars without windows, dank with cheap liquor, crushed with broken souls, vacuuming the lost in. Parking lot cracked by vomit, piss, and shredded dreams. A seductive song of promised relief lassos out to drag me to my false home. A deceitful croon, a keening cry, drink me, drunk me. So that's a happy poem. That's a really happy poem about alcoholism. Wow.
I have yet to experience alcoholism, but I know it's great.
You know, overlapping addictions, I feel like there's just so much in that Venn diagram.
Oh, there's a lot in that Venn diagram. And this one's a little happier. Well, I mean, it's angrier. Angry brown woman cape. I'm dusting off my angry brown woman cape I put on a shelf almost 18 years ago. I found my rusty bag of tools and I'm shaking it out to lighten up the load. This time, I'm throwing in lots of pens and paper, my self-knowledge, strategy, and practice, history, humor, and compassion, lots of water, the strength and support from fierce women, some sage, some lavender oil, and my phone. I'm packing 18 years of sunsets, ocean waves, and looking up at the sky. There are some tears, scars, and healing wounds, but I fought for and earned each one. I'm throwing in some music, dancing, awe, and love. I'm making room for my running sandals, yoga pants, and my heels. I'm tucking in my red lipstick because I am bold and I am fine. I'm wrapping it all up with laughter and some Taoism to keep me sane. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm geared up for the rest of my days left on Mother Earth. I have patches, duct tape, and self-esteem for any worn out holes. I refuse to be dejected again, to be shamed again, to choose silence over my voice, to hide my intelligence, talent, and passion so other people feel comfortable, to fear being labeled an angry brown woman, to fear being alone. I refuse to put my cape back on that dusty shelf. I'm wearing my cape like a loose skin until we mold to each other once again. My tool bag finally fits securely across my heart, strapped down tight for sun or storms or foggy skies. My shoulders are light and my toes twitch to fly. I take a deep breath, grab the edges of my cape as my wings open my arms and my heart to Mother Earth and to Mother Sky. Look over the edge, let go, and fly. And those are my 2 poems.
I like that. That was really good. Angry brown woman. Like you're not You're not gonna hide.
Not gonna hide. Over it, done, been there, done that.
Oh, I admire it. That's great.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I had really fun reading these poems and meeting everybody. Just what a wonderful opportunity to see and meet new folks.
Yeah, no, you're one of the best writers I know. So thank you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, what a like bright, strong presence. Thank you so much for coming.
It's the pink wall. It's the pink wall. I get power from the pink wall.
Check out.
No, but
Elizabeth is part of Breath of Fire Latina Theater Ensemble, and they put on periodic writing workshops that are free and open to everyone.
Yeah. Oh, look at breathofire.org. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming up right now. There's Diana Bourbano's doing some classes. There's another, I wish I had them all memorized, but look at breathofire.org. And they're all free workshops. So, of course, Breath of Fire always accepts donations. But yeah. Amazing organization, and everybody is welcome. You don't have to be a Latina. You just got to be a writer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. No, thanks for coming by. I'll definitely hit you up to do more stuff. You know, you've done a bunch of my poetry shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah. Well, Samantha, looks like we're getting a little fast here, which is good. You know, I like running an on-time show, which is good.
I do too. I mean, you know, leave the people wanting more.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to get in and get out. I guess not the thing about art, but
can we hear your second poem that's not good?
yes. So here's the second poem. That I will just say it as it is. When you were sick, I would imagine the peace that would come eventually, inevitably, after your suffering was finally over. But now that you're dead, I feel no peace, just a biting pain in every breath and a black emptiness inside my chest. I bought a pack of tobacco for the first time since you were diagnosed with lung cancer. I started smoking again because my world already burned, and I can taste your ashes in my mouth, tinged with the bitterness of every word left unsaid. I realized most of the reason that I quit was so you would quit too. I wanted to be a good example, to be in it with you as much as I possibly could. But now that you're dead anyway, I suppose it doesn't matter so much. Maybe next time I'll quit for me. But for now, I'll fill the holes with smoke and addiction. I'll calm myself with a constant yearning for nicotine. Though all I really want is just to call you and hear you say hello, more than I have ever wanted anything. Thank you. And that's a poem that's very sad.
Yes. You know, I'm speechless because there's a lot there. There's a lot there to say, and I want to be respectful to your pain. You know, but it's hard when you want to say hello to someone, but it's just impossible, and that must be a wound that I don't know if that ever heals.
I don't know if it does. We'll see, I guess.
It was very beautiful. You know, I think what I like about your smoking poems is they're tied to your relationships and how smoking is a important part of your relationship with these people, and how it's hard not to associate smoking with them. So what you really want is the feeling that you would get when you were with that person, not necessarily the smoking, but it is Pavlovian though. It's like, oh, you're around me, you bring me joy, and I'm smoking. So
yeah, that's so I don't know if I should just do the vote now or after Tommy.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Which poem was which, but I feel like we'll get it this time.
All right. How about this? We should do this at the end. So Samantha, why don't you take it away real fast? Why don't you conduct actually, you know what? let's wait for everyone to think about it, and then at the end.
Yes. So I'll just remind you all that one of those poems was written when I was in high school, and one of them was written very recently. And I'll take a vote on which is which at the end of the show. We have one more brilliant poet for you first, though.
Yeah.
Another Scorpio, a lot of feelings. I don't know if he sent you a bio.
But you could do your bio, and I'll do the bio he sent me too.
Okay, I mean, I just know him as a Scorpio and a poet, and a fellow whiskey drinker.
That's a good thing to
A
say.
bit of a vagabond. That feels like poetic.
Well, his name is Tommy. He's a Chicago guy planted in a van in California, just searching for art and truth. Tommy, welcome.
Howdy, how y'all doing?
Good.
I don't
man.
know where the Texas in me came from, but it's there. We're with the howdy.
You're not from Chicago? You don't talk like, the Bears and the Bulls. Is that not a Chicago thing?
I dropped all that on the road over here. It comes out once in a while, but I try to be neutral. The Bulls, yeah. You're welcome.
Thanks, man. That made my day. Seriously.
You're welcome.
How do you and Samantha know each other?
Rustic.
The local watering hole.
The local watering hole where I used to work and toiled, and I suppose found Scorpio inspiration for poetry. I'm sure as you have, Samantha.
Awesome. Well, when you're ready to go, let us know.
Okay, I got two for you. If I am running too long, just let me know, and I got one for you then.
For sure. Take your time. Go for it.
All right. Prose beats, evil spirits, all in the mind's eye. Everything that I see these days here is masked in chic, cold bandages, melting ice water to save dough, ragged shoulders frozen at 5 a.m. Every morning they mourn. It's just jazz, freeform. It finds a natural place to stop. But I won't yet, for there's ease in these keys. My friends are all at home watching television melodies, ears tuned to the less than finding finer things. Maybe it's all just vanity. Interrupted stream sans proper formality. Keep it cool, smooth. I speak not for me, but for the puppeteer pulling my strings. If only she'd pull my legs from beneath and take me somewhere with more air. I've got to breathe. Take a 2-step down memory lane. I was in a rank basement bar in Streeterville, Chicago. An old Serbian man saw me stop between him and his adversary, who engaged with him in mindless conversation. I pardoned myself, yet was met with an interrogation like no other. He told me that night that I was the captain of my own ship. I left my friend alone, puzzled, while Ravadan smoked a square and offered me blow from a small foil. I never saw the crazy bastard again, but he made one hell of a wingman to a girl I was too broke to buy drinks for. Hell, ain't much has changed.
Yeah, man. That was like a quick snapshot into your life at that specific moment.
It was a time, yeah.
I can relate to meeting a person once and they're really cool and you never see them again.
I've had so many of those characters in my life, and I think they come when you need them, and they kind of just nudge you whatever way you're supposed to go. So I love having people like that in my life who just left an impact in a moment in time.
Yeah, man, that's true, dude. That's true. It's almost like catching the right bus when you're in a strange area and you're like, I hope I get the right bus to get out of here.
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it's very on the road, very Kerouacian.
Blame that one on the typewriter. That's when I listen to jazz and just go nuts and hammer a bunch of shit down. So it's weird. The stuff I write, which is the other one I'm reading, the stuff I write in pen is always more like drawn out, and I guess just at my pace, which is like slow. And then when I write stuff on the typewriter, I feel like I'm just hammering. So I don't know. It's interesting how your medium can change your delivery of what you write.
That's true, man. That's true. Well, how about let's read the next one?
All right. Hope I can see this in here. All right. This one actually has a name. This is B&B. Tightly wound in white linen sheets. Shortly after I leave the plane and you and I meet. Jet-lagged early morning sunrise. I try not to wake you, but I fumble with the lock. Greet at the door, I cannot help how much love I pour. entombed in this one bed, one sink, one us of a place. It was seeing you for the first time, yet knowing you for all these years. Your scarcely laden clothes confer. You took me to another world. I looked between you and I and saw God. Felt their sermon with each hand that gripped and clawed. Righteous preacher, spill your secrets, your temple stone doors flung wide open. I raced to find the answers to questions burning deep inside. Dear God, am I going to die? August weather blew through the canyons of Denver. It is these solace moments that I remember. God help me find God in someone again.
I feel that. God help me.
Well, you're on a journey right now, right? You're traveling and you're living in your van, so I imagine you must be having a lot of introspection and asking deeper questions.
Yeah, I kind of shook my entire life up, and then whatever fell on the floor, I'm like, okay, this is a thing. I think there's been a lot wound in, a lot just compressed that I've been living and kind of ignoring, and then all of a sudden, when all the distractions are gone, when you're kind of like at bare minimum, and travel always does that too. You just kind of get to see yourself and the things you've done and things you want to do through a different lens. So I'm grateful for that.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Do you have another poem or
I actually do. I know those were quick. I thought those were longer than they were.
Yeah, why not? I think we still got time for you. Go for it.
Yeah. All right. I'll try and find this quickly. Hang on.
You got a little
This-
pasty.
I appreciate that. Hang on.
What kind of
know it's
van are
here.
you living in? Is it a Volkswagen?
No, it's a Chevy. I got a 82 Chevy van. Ooh, okay. I found this one. So this is, yeah, I hope you're ready for this. I was in my childhood bedroom, back to the wall, belt around my neck, giving up on finding any meaning in it all. 5 years ago, I stumbled home drunk in the Chicago rain, cursing the sky above, wondering why that belt didn't stop all the pain. 3 years ago, I moved to LA, the promised land of my dreams, blinded by the chaos of it all. I grew disillusioned in glamour and the clamor to fame. 2 years ago, I ran across the mountains of the West, meeting halfway in Denver, to meet first true love, to find limitless joy and heartbreak in 1 week. A year and a half ago, I left another love, left my home behind to live in a rolling machine. Today, which is now the past, on that day I stood in Colorado for the first time alone, but I stood there at peace. I wear a belt at my waist and not at my neck.
Good. I can definitely say applause to that.
Yeah, same.
Dude.
Same. Glad I'm here to applaud.
That is good deal.
Take all these poems and like keep them somewhere, man. Because one day when you find what you're looking for, you can have a record of that process. You know.
And it was really funny. I didn't mean to go on that one, but I had another one here. The first page is gone, so I went to that. But I like going back on what I've written and kind of seeing, like, documenting my life in a way, I guess. And when I read stuff like that, because I've written things like that years ago from the really harsh standpoint of, when it was fresh, and to go, holy shit, like I was in that and I still was able to move beyond that. And I think this was the first time I was able to write about something like that and feel like I did make it through. I wasn't still feeling that like wound healing from it, I guess.
For sure, man. No, it's
good.
Yeah, powerful stuff.
Thanks.
Samantha, what do you say we bring everyone back on for just
Sure. On the tone of perspective, on looking back at things you've written and seeing a weird journey. I guess I'll take a vote from everyone
Can
here.
everyone back on screen? Oh, yay.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Oh, how fun!
I'll do this. If you think the first poem that I read was the one that I wrote in high school, give me a hand on the Zoom. Okay, and if you think the second poem was the one from high school, okay. I don't know, in the chat, Florida Man says second was from high school. I don't know, but Grendelson seems to be the only person there. If you have a vote, Grendelson said the first one was in high school. Yeah, yes, majority is right. The first one was from high school. Yes, correct.
To me, the giveaway was the way you described the puddle.
Yeah,
so
you know, and I didn't want to say it. I almost was like wanted to end it. I would have saved it.
Well, those kind of adjectives, we let them go, I think, as we get older.
Yeah.
And so that's why it jumped out at me.
I certainly think I'm slightly less flowery, for sure. But you guys got it. Cigarettes. It's so weird. I just today was like looking through that notebook and was like, oh, how did I write this when I was 13 and then live it when I was in my 30s? Life is really funny like that, and so is poetry. And thank you for letting us have this space to explore it.
Yeah, that was
thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, hold on, everyone, just do a smile. I'm gonna do a quick screenshot.
Yeah, little photo.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm almost there. All right. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, I think that happened. Yeah, how was it for everybody tonight? Before we go, what was your experience?
I loved hearing everybody's poems. You guys are all so fantastic. It's so nice, you know, to hear all the bell. I mean, so much of it was everybody did such a lovely job. It was great to be with you all.
I felt like there was so much variety among the different authors that sometimes you feel like, especially if you catch people in the same part of their lives, you'll hear the same kind of sentiments over and over again. But everybody had a different voice from each other and very distinct, I thought.
It felt like we were all in a room together, and it's weird to say that because we're doing this remotely, but I felt that atmosphere in the van. I'm just like, holy shit, it's like we're all in the living room just spilling our feeling. Like, I love it. It's wonderful.
I love the
awesome.
see that poetry can really bring in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, we lost Kristen because the computer
shut down,
but yeah, that was great, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for feeling safe with us to share those things. All of you had so many profound insights, and I felt so many things in this past hour, and that's what makes the show worthwhile.
Yes, thank you all so much for doing this. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Twitch. Thank you, Ted, for doing our tech as always.
Yay!
Yeah, thank you, Ted.
All right, awesome, everyone. Yeah, donate to the Pack Theater if you want. And thank you so much for Samantha and I. Good night. Thanks to everyone.
There she is.
So much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Back to